this is going to be fast-paced, go, 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 because we've got so much to cover in the next hour. So I'll share my screen. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We'll press record now. And welcome to a workshop all about creating your superpower statement. So let me know, give me a little thumbs up in the chat if you can see. Welcome, Superpower Statement with Kylie Mowbray-Allen. Great, thank you, honey. So let's get stuck straight in, and welcome to those of you that have just arrived. If you'd like to jump into the chat and let us know who you are, what you do, how you help people, and that eventually will become your superpower statement. So the purpose of the pitch isn't necessarily to move others to adopt your idea. It's to offer something so compelling that it begins a conversation. So when I see your superpower statement in the chat, or you've written what you do and how you help people and how to connect with you, I want to be intrigued. I want to have my interest piqued. So I'm like, oh, I need to know more. I'm going to go and follow them. I'm going to go and look at their website. I need to know a little bit more than what they're sharing there. So I need to be intrigued. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen and my company is Hello Media. I'm based in Bangalore, which is a tiny wee village right up the north of New South Wales, just a couple of 10 minutes from Byron Bay, just to give you a little perspective there. So as a company, Hello Media, we're basically a digital marketing agency. I'm a business coach specializing in digital marketing. So I'm a coach, a speaker, a mentor, a writer, designer, presenter, content creator, and branding specialist. It all comes under the heading of business coach specializing in digital marketing. So I also have a live podcast, Bite-Sized Conversations, that I do with a colleague, Jenny, and another one called, which is part of our Positive Passionate Businesswomen meetup group. We do online meetups, so any woman around from anywhere can join us. And we also have a podcast for that as well. So one last thing to say about that is that to ensure that I stay on the top of the game, because my goodness, digital marketing changes on a daily, sometimes hourly basis. So I'm a member of the Social Media Society, and I keep current by attending conferences. For the last 2 years, clearly I've been attending them here in Australia online, but normally I'm traveling overseas and making sure that I'm well and truly up to date with everything that is going on, because all of us should be upskilling all the time, of course, and every coach needs a coach. It just happens to me that in my industry, it is changing all the time, which I love. That gets me really excited. So my first little introduction here is part of my superpower statement. So, hi, I'm Kylie and I build brands. I help creators, entrepreneurs, brands and businesses get visible online so they attract their customers to them instead of chasing them. As a business coach specializing in digital marketing, content and branding, I love helping you grow your business and soar. And I work with clients through one-on-one and group coaching programs, masterclasses and workshops. And I'm supported by a fabulous team. And we offer free webinars. So join, ask questions and upskill. And one of my favorite little sayings is, it's not should we work on our digital marketing, but rather how well are we working at our digital marketing? So from this sort of big-ish superpower statement, I can expand that from my about section on the website, for in the about section on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, or wherever I want it to be. I can do it. I can shorten it to be my Instagram bio. I can link it to do some Facebook posts, etc. So we'll talk a lot about that as we go through today. But I just wanted you to see that even in an introduction, in a presentation, boom, there's one of the versions of my superpower statement. So let's take a little look at what you're going to learn today, what it is, what to include in it, how to share it in 30 seconds, who you are and how you help people, how you can transform your superpower statement and then repurpose it, and 5 ways to get you visible using your superpower statement. So another one of my favorite sayings, and this one's by Plato, is those who tell the stories rule society. The stories are what connect us to people. So this is one way to share your story in a superpower statement. So a superpower statement is short and sweet. It's a power statement that's clear and to the point. So it's also known as an elevator pitch, It's known as an elevator speech or even an elevator statement. However, I just like the term superpower statement. So it's a short description that introduces you. And I like to include what you do and who you help. So if you've just arrived, make sure that you jump into the chat and you share who you are, how you help people, and how people can connect with you, because you never know who you're going to meet in any event. So jump in there, read who's already introduced themselves previously, and then you can go and find them on socials and connect with them. So ideally, it's really simple, it's really clear, and it's really succinct, but it's also a really powerful representation of who you are. So it'll give you more confidence when introducing yourself at a networking event or at a meeting or in a workshop such as this, where you need to jump in the chat and introduce yourself. Having your superpower statement on hand really, really makes it easy and makes you well and truly more confident when you're going into any situation. But why is it called an elevator pitch? So the reason being that you've only got a short amount of time to introduce yourself to someone that you've just met, as in seconds. We're talking 30 seconds or less. So an elevator pitch is a brief way of introducing yourself, getting across a key point or two, and making a connection with someone. And it's called an elevator pitch because it takes roughly that amount of time that you'd spend riding in an elevator with someone to introduce yourself. So ideally, you'd memorize your elevator pitch. So definitely you want to pre-prepare it, and you want to work on it and work on it so that you can just arrive and say it super confidently with ease. So for example, in our women's networking group, Positive Passionate Businesswomen, everybody arrives and we have 30 seconds to introduce ourselves. And it's amazing to see the difference between those that have their superpower statement ready at hand and can just go, boom, this is who I am, and those who don't. And they can often go well over the 30 seconds because it's awkward coming up with exactly what you need to say, or they can say it in like half a sentence and really feel afterwards really annoyed that they've missed out on key things that they wanted to say. So having something prepared makes such a massive difference. So the purpose of your superpower statement is to quickly let others know what your skills are and what your expertise is. And of course, what your greatest accomplishments are as well, if that's super relevant to include there. So it's designed to spark some interest and leave people intrigued and wanting to know more. So why you need one is to quickly and clearly introduce who you are and how you help, and to focus and eliminate waffle. I, for one, can really waffle on. So by having mine ready, short and succinct, it will really make sure that I just don't waffle needlessly and then sit down after my turn's finished and go, oh God, why did I say all of that? So I really, really like just having something prepared so I can just go, boom, put it out there, and I'm super confident with it. So whatever kind of professional setting that you're in, you really, and whether it's online or in person, you really need to have something prepared. You can also do it in an email as well, but so that you need something prepared so that they can understand who you are and what you do. And just to stop with the waffle and to help you focus, if you've got a little anchor point that can pull you back in whenever you'd forget what you really do and how you help people, it's going to make it so much easier moving forward to help you focus on exactly what you need. So let's look at what we want to include in our superpower statement. So the first thing we want to look at are superpower words. So I want you to look at this list here and put into the chat one of those that you think really, really sums you up. And if you can't find one that's in this list, then come up with your own word and jump it in there. So I've got a few here to start with, which are super savvy, risk taker, observant, energetic, creative, organized, courageous, honest, driven, results-oriented, positive, fun, methodical, adventurous, original, open-minded. I'm going to come back to the introvert, extrovert in a moment. So detail-oriented, curious, flexible, versatile. So the reason I put in introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert is because I've noticed something that's been changing quite a lot lately is people referring to themselves as join my group for introverts, or I'm extroverted something, so I'm really confident with something. So why not then let's jump on that bandwagon. So if you are one of those that really helps you to connect with people, then put it in. So for example, are you an extroverted introvert, or are you just a straight extrovert? And so that's part of your superpower. Or you're a straight introvert, that's part of your superpower. So it might not necessarily be the right thing for you to be sharing, but it might also. So have a think about it. And if it feels like the right thing, then find a way to weave that through yours as well. So we've got from Sandra, we've got creative and original. Knowing Sandra and her business, I'll say that's 100% 2 words that need to be there for sure. We've got from Christina, compassionate. That's such a beautiful word there. And also knowing what Christina does, I just think that's a magical word for her. Christopher's got determined and passionate and an extroverted introvert. I love that, Christopher. I think that's just magical. Mark, we've got expert leader. That's brilliant. Sophia, we've got heart-centered. So can you see with these 1 words, we're already getting a feeling about someone, which is a really important thing. That's what we want to do, is be piquing people's interests. So what we're going to be looking at including is, who are you? Who do you help? So you need to identify who you are and what you are, and start with a simple statement that quickly grabs the attention of the other person and piques their interest. So I'm going to give you an example. So I read mine before, but now I'm going to start to break it down. So with the who are you and the who do you help, my example is, hi, I'm Kylie and I build brands. I help creators, entrepreneurs, brands and businesses get visible online so they attract their customers to them instead of chasing them. So when I first started this, it just used to say, I help business owners. But now I've added creators, I've added entrepreneurs, I've added brands, etc. So I just mix mine up all the time. But at the moment, I've got it including all of the things. The number 2 is, why do you do what you do? So we need to identify your why to keep the other person engaged. So mention why you do what you do. And this will help you better explain your purpose and better clarify your passion and your commitment to what you do. So this will also be one of the reasons why the person that you're talking to takes action in the end. We've got some more words that have come through, which are wonderful. So Beck Murphy has said organized, driven, creative, and passionate. Love those. Marianne has said, I'm creative and organized. The wizard is results orientated and detail orientated. And of course, in your business, Marianne, you 100% have to be there. So by including those words, then it helps people understand, yes, you're the right company for me. And thanks for your introduction, Beck. That's just wonderful. So number 3 is, explain what makes you unique. So what makes you so special? What makes you different than the person down the road doing something similar or exactly the same thing? So an easy way to do it is to sometimes to mention your greatest accomplishments, sometimes to mention how you've helped others. So what are maybe some of the largest problems that you've solved or major contributions that you've made? So this will really help to keep the momentum going, and also it will give you credibility. So my example from my superpower statement for number 3 is, I work with clients through one-on-one and group coaching programs, masterclasses and workshops. I uncomplify digital marketing. I'm also passionate about collaboration, and in particular, connecting women through my networking group, Positive Passionate Business Women. So number 4 is, include a call to action. Well, actually, I've written here can include, because it doesn't have to include a call to action. So if you include a call to action, it will be like the goal at the end of your conversation is to get people to take some kind of action. So it can be something like an exchange of a business card or a digital business card, or a request to connect on social media, or maybe even a follow-up meeting. Let's jump on Zoom and have a chat, whatever it is that you want them to do. So number 5 is practice and revise. So practice that elevator pitch out loud with 30 seconds or within 30 seconds or less. So your elevator pitch or your superpower statement is going to change and it's going to evolve over time. And you might really want to have a few variations, which I have many of, which you'll see right here. So number 1 is up the very, very top. That's the one I do most often because it's quick and super succinct. So hi, I'm Kylie and I build brands. I help creators, entrepreneurs, brands, and businesses get visible online so they attract their customers to them instead of chasing them. I just want to let you know now that you're not going to have memorized my own one by the end of today, because I've got a few other businesses I've been writing them for the purpose of this as well. So you're going to hear a few more other than just mine over and over. So then my second bit that I can add on if I want to is, As a business coach specializing in digital marketing, content, and branding, I love helping you grow your business and soar. Then I have an even extra little section that I can jump on if I want to. I work with clients through one-on-one and group coaching programs, masterclasses, and workshops. I uncomplify digital marketing. And then my final little line down there is the bit about, I'm also passionate about collaboration and love connecting with women through my networking group, Positive Passionate Business. Oh, and I've forgotten the word women on the end there. But so you can see that I could just literally just do the top bit as a standalone part, or I could add the next, add the next, add the next, all depending on the situation that in and how I need to use my superpower statement. So what do you want to include in there? So you need to know that what business are you really in? How do you benefit your customers? Why are the benefits that you provide exceptional or even unique? So we want to keep in mind that we want to capture attention. We want to raise their interest and we want to help them see you as someone that they want to know more about. We want people to do all kinds of things like, is it book our service? Is it work with us? Is it buy our product or recommend us to someone? So we need to engage with them. We want to intrigue and we maybe even want to inspire them. We want the person that we're speaking to see us as different, as someone that's a bit special, and maybe even someone that's really valuable and offering great value. So before we get started, we need to know these things. What business are you really in? How do you benefit your customers? Why are the benefits that you provide exceptional or even unique? So we've got 3 different formulas here, and we've actually created it into a fillable PDF. So we'll give you the link for that in a moment, and then you can start filling it out as we go and putting thoughts down there, or you might have a piece of paper and pen with you and you prefer to do it that way. It's up to you, but here is formula number 1. Before I'm going to say that I've seen Jeff's words. So we say to farmers looking for worker is, we want them to be authentic, transparent, visible, verifiable, locatable, contactable. That's really important words for what you're looking for, Jeff. What I want you to think about in this session, though, is what words can you say of why people want to connect with you? So let's look at formula number 1. We want to, number 1, ask a rhetorical question that focuses on the problems that you solve and that you can fix. So that would be a question that will automatically stimulate thought so that they're going to be paying attention. I'm just going to let, there we go. Step number 2 is follow with a statement such as, what I do is to, Step number 3 is focus on special values that clearly state how your customers or clients can benefit in ways that they may not have thought of. So did you know how many, this is one for a client of ours that I just wrote and was having a play around with. So I'm not even going to say what she does, and you can see if you can work out what she does while I'm saying it. So we're starting with a question, which is, do you know how many sanitary products end up in landfill and will not biodegrade for generations? I've designed period knickers and swimmers for teens and tweens that they can wear for a whole day or night, and they don't leak, so they feel confident at school or at the beach, and they don't end up in landfill. Waste-free periods are the only way of the future. So you can see we didn't even say the name in that moment, but certainly you're like, oh, that's something interesting and different. And it was really good that we straight away went power into the environmental factor. So depending on who we're sharing it with, that's going to really be able to speak to them in a big, loud way. So when you know what business you're in and how you benefit your customers and your clients, you can put that into this simple 3-step formula. So that was formula number 1. Let's go take a look at formula number 2, which might be easier for you. It might have a different slant, and so maybe it works better for you. So number 2 formula is a really foolproof elevator pitch template. The first bit is introduce yourself. The second bit is present the problem. The third bit, present your solution. The 4th bit, share your value proposition. And the 5th is adding a call to action. So I've written this out for one of our clients as well, and see how this goes for you. So the introduction is, hi, I'm Renee, and I'm the owner and founder of Let's Porty, a dog party planning business, because your pooch deserves to be celebrated. Number 2 is the problem. Our dogs love us unconditionally, and I know it's hard thinking of ways that we can show them how much we appreciate them. Number 3 is the solution. So when you celebrate them with, when you celebrate them with a personalized Let's Party dog party, you can invite all their friends and have awesome fun with none of the hassle or stress for yourself. Then the value proposition is, we're the only party planning business that offers the full shebang: catering, games, entertainment, take-home doggy bags, pup-teenies, and fun. And then the call to action is, check out our YouTube channel and get inspired. Or it could say anything. Follow us on Instagram or whatever it is that you want to do. So you can see that that's a really, really simple one as well. It all depends on what your business is and if this one really resonates with you. So as we go along, make little notes and see whether you think Formula 1, Formula 2, or Formula 3 is going to work for you. And as I said, we've got it in a fillable PDF for you, which we'll give you right now in the chat. We'll also send it out to you in with the recording this afternoon so that you can have that to work through. So number 3 formula is, and also another really simple one that you can work with. So I am a list what you are, helping list who you help. One of my greatest passions is list your passion here. And I've been fortunate to list some of the biggest problems you've solved or some of your greatest accomplishments, and have you ever, and then list your question. So I actually based this one not on a client, but actually on a friend of mine. And this is literally what she does. For some of you that might think that I've made this up, I haven't. So this is, I'm a cameleer and camel trainer, helping unruly camels and their owners get comfortable with each other. One of my greatest passions is seeing you become best friends with your camel and enjoying their unique natures and quirky personalities. I've been fortunate to work with camel owners all over Australia. I've walked across the country with another trainer, my dog, and our camels, and our results are extraordinary, and our passion for camels immense. Do you want to be best friends with your camel too? Get in touch, or something along those lines like that. So immediately it makes you fully understand what she's all about. Clearly she's only going to be saying it in circles where people know about, are looking for a camel trainer or a cameleer, or it might be that she's gone to a networking group and she just quickly needs to say what it is that she does and how she helps people. So that's a really, really simple one. So possibly even formula number 3 is a great way to get you started. So I'm just going to zip back to 1, 2, and 3 so that you can let me know in the chat which is your favorite. And thanks, Merlin, she's popped that PDF into the chat, so you'll be able to download it. But then, as I said, we also will be sending it out to you this afternoon, or this evening, of course, because it's now 4:30. So I'm going to come back to remind you about Formula 1. So formula number 1 is ask a rhetorical question that focuses on the problems you solve and that you can fix. Follow it up with a simple statement such as, what I do is to, and then focus on special values that clearly state how your customers or clients can benefit in ways they may not have thought of. I'm going to remind you what it was that I wrote for that one. So where did I write it? Hang on, here we go. Do you know how many sanitary products end up in landfill and will not biodegrade for generations? I've designed period knickers and swimmers for teens and tweens that they can wear for a whole day or night. They don't leak, so they feel confident at school or at the beach, and they don't end up in landfill. Waste-free periods are the only way of the future. So that rhetorical question is so good. It's the question that's asked in order to create a dramatic effect or to make a point rather than to get an answer. So it's a really, really powerful one. So that was Formula 1. Let me know in the chat if that's the one you're going to work on first. Formula number 2 is the 5-step approach. So introduce yourself, present the problem, present your solution, share your value proposition, and add a call to action. And I'll remind you of the one that I made up for that one too. So this one is, hi, I'm Renee, and I'm the owner and founder of Let's Party, a dog party planning business because your pooch deserves to be celebrated. Our dogs love us unconditionally, and I know it's hard thinking of ways that we can show them how much we appreciate them. When you celebrate them with a personalized Let's Party dog party, you can invite all their friends and have awesome fun with none of this hassle or stress for yourself. We're the only party planning business that offers the full shebang: catering, games, entertainment, take-home doggy bags, pup-teenies, and fun. Check out our YouTube channel and get inspired. Or it could be book a party with us, find the booking link on our website, or whatever we want to do. So is anybody thinking number 2 formula is one that they want to have a play around with. Let's now just do a recap on formula number 3. So this is, I'm a list what you are, helping list who you help. One of my greatest passions is, I've been fortunate to, and have you ever. So this is the one that I did for the friend of mine. Hi, I'm a cameleer, or let's even start with a name. Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm a cameleer and camel trainer, helping unruly camels and their owners get comfortable with each other. One of my greatest passions is seeing you become best friends with your camel and enjoying their unique natures and quirky personalities. I've been fortunate to work with camel owners all over Australia. I've walked across the country with another trainer and my dog and our camels, and our results are extraordinary, and our passion for camels is immense. Do you want to be best friends with your camel too? So then, of course, the camel owners out there, we're going, yes, I do. And boom, they're in. They want to connect with Karen, the cameleer. So let me know, guys, in the chat. Are you going to give a go with number 1, number 2, or number 3? Which formula feels like that resonates for you and your business? Or are you going to go for all 3? Some people want to just play all of those out. I certainly have with Hello Media, worked on all of them, and then sort of molded them all together, melded them together, and came up with what I did. So we've got number 3, number 2, number 3, number 1, number 3. So good. We've got a good mix, but definitely number 3 is winning at the moment. Number 2, Charmaine, yay for all 3. I'm thrilled. Sandra says my current one is a very simple number 3. So maybe, Sandra, it's time to go with number 2, for example. Christina says all 3 depends on the audience. I completely agree with you about that. So let's look at how to share your superpower statement. So business storytelling gives a compelling reason for consumers to buy from you or work with you. And remember that every business has a story. So storytelling will inspire trust between your businesses, or your business and your customers, between your business and your clients, between your employees and yourself as a business owner, and also between you and your suppliers. So when you learn how to write your stories well about your business, then you can share it over and over and over. So sharing provides context, and it provides meaning, and it evokes a sense of purpose. So most people are more receptive to stories than compared to facts or data. And why is that? Well, it's because the stories are what help us relate, empathize, and remember people. So let's take a little look at the 6-point strategy I've created for sharing and connecting. So you want to explain who you are and what you do. You want to target your niche audience with specific keywords and hashtags. We want to be sharing your personality. We want to be using our brand voice, and we want to link to your website, your blog, or your Facebook group, or somewhere. And we want to provide a way for your followers to get in touch. Now, if that's a little bit confusing, number 4 there of use your brand voice, think about your brand and what it wants to portray. So are you super corporate, super professional, and you definitely want to think about the words that you're using? Or are you like super chill and you want to go, hey, dude, in your opening line of your newsletter, for example, or in the way that you chat with people? What is the personality and what is the brand voice for your business? It's so important to get that right. So I'm going to share some top tips on sharing who you are and how you help people. So number 1 is be super, super clear. How would you explain your business to a 12-year-old? So there's a real temptation when it comes to writing your superpower statement or your elevator pitch that you want to sound really impressive. The dream scenario here is for you to finish your pitch or finish your statement, and then for someone to ask how they can connect with you. So you don't want to try to be too clever when clear would be far better. So an example of that is if I called them undercarriage purification towelettes, when the words toilet paper would do just fine. If I said to you, have you got any undercarriage purification towelettes, you would probably be quite confused. And it means exactly the same as loo paper. So think about it. Does your business want to say toilet paper? Does it want to say loo paper? Does it want to say bog paper? Or does it want to say undercarriage purification towelettes? Not that your business is necessarily even going to be saying toilet paper, but thinking about that brand voice and that vibe is so important to come up with the words that you're going to use. So my next top tip is don't be mysterious. Curiosity can work, and we definitely want to pique their interest, but we really have to learn how to make them care first. So if you try to be all mysterious when you're sharing your business online or in person, for that matter, wherever it is that you're sharing the story, then your potential client or customer might stop their scroll for a moment if it's on socials, but their brain's just going to go, what does that even mean? And they'll just keep on scrolling right on by. So if you're speaking to this person face to face, they might be polite, they might ask a follow-up question, or they might just move straight on to the next person. So yes, curiosity can work, but the trick is you've actually got to make them care about what you're saying first. Make sure you let them know why they should be curious enough to want to learn more about you. So the next tip is trigger the, oh my goodness, I need that factor. What can you do for your potential clients? So the big thing to remember here is that when you're explaining what you do, it's actually not about you at all. It's about what you can do for your potential clients. So for a potential client to realize that they need or want your offer, they need to understand how it's relevant for them and why they should even care. Let's look now at topic number 4. So how to transform your superpower statement and how can we repurpose it? So there are many, many more ways that you can be writing your story. And the difference between an elevator pitch and a story pitch is so important. And then we want to turn that into your superpower statement. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to create variations. So let's look in the middle here where it says, what do you offer? And then let's take a look around. So solving, what problem are you solving? The problem, what problem did you have? Because when you can share a problem that you had and then how you solved that problem, that's going to change everything for how people resonate with you. So the how, of course, is the how did you solve it? The now is what do you do now? So because you solved your problem with the problem clearly that you had, then what do you do now because life's a little bit easier or life's a little bit better? And then the selling bit is, are you selling a solution or are you solving a problem? So I've always had an issue with the term sales. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the chat if you love sales or you struggle with talking about sales or doing a sales pitch or whatever. For me, I've never really enjoyed it. And someone years ago helped me with reframing it. Me too, Mark. I hate it. They helped me to reframe it. So now, instead of me thinking about wanting to pitch what I'm offering and do it as a sales call, instead, all I'm going to do is show you how I can solve your problem, how I can help you with what I offer. And then boom, there's not even a little bit of sales going on there in my mind. I'm just helping you solve a problem. And Marianne says, prefer using the term service. Yes, absolutely. And what is a service? Service is you helping someone. And Charmaine says, definitely struggles with the word selling as well. Me too, but all we're going to do is reframe it and talk about how we are solving a problem rather than selling something to someone that is the solution. So where can we utilize our story and utilize the opportunity to, where can we use our story and how are we going to utilize the opportunity to share it? So there's many places and these are just a few. In fact, I just added reels about 10 minutes before this workshop because I thought, oh my goodness, I just the other day created a reel about my, how I do things in business, how I help people, etc. So let's take a little look. So number 1 is my story on your website. Some people call it an about us page. I like the word my story, but whatever you want to call it, you can put it in there on your website. Number 2, write it in a blog post. So create your superpower statement and then expand it in a big way to share a whole blog post all about the history of you and how you help people and how you overcame the issue that you had and went on to do what you do now. The Facebook About section, that's a really good one because people will often find you, go to your Facebook page and they need to know a little bit more. I'm always astounded when there's very little going on in the actual About section because that's where you're going to intrigue me enough to then want to click through to your website. The next one's in a Facebook post, and I'm also going to say Instagram post, LinkedIn post, any kind of post on any of the socials. If you share who you are, what you do in there, that will definitely pique people's interest. Facebook group. So, when you join a group and then somebody says, like we do in the Hello Media Facebook group, hey, we'd love you to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do, and maybe you even want to do it in a video or do it in a live. So that's a great opportunity to let people know what you do and how you help people. So the next one is video for your socials or website. So maybe you want to create something really cool in a video. In fact, that's a great little opportunity for me to tell you about our next free workshop that we're offering. So when I say video, what I'm going to be teaching in our next video workshop. So let us know, just say yes video in the chat if you're interested. And I think it's in 3 weeks or something. Maybe Merlin can share with you the date for the next one. So we're going to teach you how to, you need to come with a blog post written and ready to go. And we're going to teach you how to turn that blog post into a video, which then you can put onto YouTube, and you can also use it in we'll put it onto your website, use it in all kinds of places. I'm super excited about this. There's going to be a lot of ways you can use it. I'm just going to see, ask my team if they can just remember to mute people. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next one is go live on Facebook and Instagram. That's a super easy one. Literally, one of our beautiful clients, Charles Crawshaw, he often jumps on and does a live, and straight away he shares a superpower statement. And every time I have a clap, because he came to one of our workshops, learned how to write it, and now he's super confident with how he says it. And every time I'm like, go Charles, it's so awesome. Also, as a series of stories on Facebook and Instagram, through a hashtag, if you've got a one word, which I'll tell you about in a moment, maybe through your Instagram bio. Actually, I shouldn't say maybe. Your Instagram bio is a really important place to be doing that. And reels, how important is that? So you need to be creating reels, obviously, because video is where it's at for everything social at the moment, and where you're going to get the reach. So if you can almost start forgetting about graphics and go straight into video, but doing it as a reel size, so a 4:5 size ratio, is super important. And by sharing who you are and how you help people in reels, that'll be a great way. Add that to some trending audio, and it's a really great way to get you out there and visible online. So building trust is so incredibly important. So why you do what you do, that's the bit that's memorable, not just what you do. So your brand is about building trust and relationships with your ideal customers. So you want to be sharing your story. So I'm only going to zip through this in a very quick way, the know, like, and trust factor. And in fact, we have a ebook that you guys might want to have, which is all about how to get the know, like, and trust factor. But for now, let us know in the chat if you would like a copy of that, and we'll make sure that we send it out with our email this afternoon. So the know, like, and trust funnel is where you take people from visitors to clients. So the know is at the top, and that's who are you, basically, is what they're asking. Then the who are you section and the know section comes with your Facebook page, YouTube, excuse me, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, whatever it is that you're using at that top of funnel, getting really visible. So your social media activity will help you reach your ideal audience. Then they're coming down the funnel to the like bit. This is where they go, why do I care? So when your content inspires, educates, or entertains, then it's going to resonate with your correct audience. Then we go down into the trust part, and they're wondering to themselves, are you an expert? So this is where you need to be generous, abundant, interact with your customers, and show the human side of your business. And then we move into the buy, where people go, how can you help me? Or how can this product help me? And this is where it's not about you, it's about your customer, and how does that product or that service solve a problem? And they're asking, why you? Why should I work with you? Well, in a crowded marketplace with lots of other brands and opinions, you want to stand out to your customers and clients by creating a better buying experience. That's all I'm going to say on the know, like, and trust funnel today, because I just run whole day masterclasses on this whole topic, because it really is at the crux of everything we do in business, because of course they have to know, like, and trust us to want to work with us or buy from us. So let me know if you want more about know, like, and trust, and we'll make sure that we give you that ebook, which is just a little version of, you know, how to get a bit more of that going on in your business. So let's look at some of these alternatives to your superpower statement. So one of them is the one word pitch. So the ultimate pitch for an era of short attention spans begins with a single word. So when someone says search, you probably think of Google. When someone says priceless, you might think of MasterCard. Can you boil your entire introduction down to just one word? And Daniel Pink explains it. He says, when anybody thinks of you, they utter that word. And then when anybody utters that word, they think of you. So can you think of the single word that represents your offering and use it as a punchy tagline? So for example, for Hello Media, I like the word uncomplify. I love that word. To me, it really just sums up everything that I'm trying to do and help my clients with. So I also like the word simplify a lot. So I definitely don't want to be remembered for words like overwhelm. I'd rather be remembered for words like simplify. So what's the words for you that you would like to be remembered for? So that's the one word pitch. Now we've got a rhyming pitch. So pitches that rhyme increase processing fluency. So in other words, the content is easier to grasp. So who doesn't remember the lawyer of O.J. Simpson, and his famous thing that he said to the jurors in 1995 was, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. That in itself was a really powerful one, and people kept remembering, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. So Daniel Pink recites a whole bunch of research that shows that pitches that rhyme are memorable and effective. So, excuse me, if you include some kind of rhyming message, then it will help those to stick in people's minds. And of course, when people are thinking about you or your competitors, hopefully it's your rhyme that will come to mind. So what about, there's also the question pitch. So when facts are clearly on your side, pitching with questions is more effective than pitching with a statement. Also, there is the subject line pitch. So the most effective subject lines are either a promise or a benefit to the person opening the email to drive curiosity or include ultra specific information. Charmaine says, I love uncomplify, exactly what I want for my clients. Simplify and uncomplicate Pilates mat classes. I love that, Charmaine. That's just perfect for you also. To be honest, I actually thought I made up that word and I used it for a very long time, feeling so proud of myself. And then it was months later, I found that actually it was a word. I was very disappointed, but I still love to use it all the time. So the next one is the Pixar pitch. So this technique is a way to organize your pitch in story terms. So there's a former artist at Pixar Animation Studios, Emma Coates, and she talks quite a bit in a number of blogs and articles about the Pixar pitch. So every single Pixar film has the same narrative DNA, and it starts with once upon a time, something, 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 or every day, something, 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 or one day, something, 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 or because of that, something, something, or until finally, something, something. So you'll recognize all of those for sure. So for example, the pitch for Finding Nemo, if you've seen that one, is once upon a time, there was a widowed fish named Marlin who was extremely protective of his only son, Nemo. Every day, Marlin warned Nemo of the ocean's dangers and implored him not to swim far away. One day, in an act of defiance, Nemo ignores his father's warnings and swims into open water. Because of that, he is captured by a diver and ends up as a pet in the fish tank of a dentist. Because of that, Marlin sets off on a journey to recover Nemo, until finally, Marlin and Nemo find each other, reunite, and learn that love depends on trust. So I'll just run through those with you again. It's once upon a time, then every day, then one day, because of that again, and until finally. So it's actually a super easy way to write that pitch if you go with the Pixar pitch, if that suits your business. Okay, the last one here is the Twitter pitch. So your pitch needs to fit in within 140 characters. So for example, every Steve Jobs pitch for an Apple product easily fit within 140 characters. So when he came out with the iPod, he said, 1,000 songs in your pocket. When he came out with the MacBook Air, he said, the world's thinnest notebook. So according to Daniel Pink, the Twitter pitch isn't a replacement for a presentation, but rather it's an invitation to engage or to take the conversation further. So we found this really cool tool, and we're just going to share it with you in the chat, and it's called charactercount.tools. And you can put your pitch in there and find out through that free platform all different ways to how to change it to Twitter, how to change it to Instagram, how to change it for all the different places, and also how many characters you can use for particular posts on those different characters. So you got a lot of options with that cool tool that we have recently discovered. And Chris has just shared it with you there in the chat. Thanks, Chris. So our final part to the workshop is 5 ways to get you visible using your superpower statement. So they are: write for your audience, keep it short and succinct, power words, be visual, and adding a call to action. So you want to show or explain how your service or product is going to make their lives easier. So at this stage, we're definitely not mentioning your qualifications or your years of experience that you've got. For all of that kind of information, they can just go to your website, because if you think that's relevant, then your video can mention a little bit, but really, we just really want to keep it short and succinct. So the first one is write for your audience. So think about the people that you want to speak to, create your customer avatars. And we talk about this a lot in different workshops that I run, but knowing who your audience is the most important part, because until you've created those customer avatars, you don't actually know who it is that you're talking to and who your message is landing with. You also really want to understand your brand voice and the vibe and the words that you say, and direct your post to your dream clients and customers. Number 2 is keeping it short and succinct. So shorter, more succinct posts are better received. So most people don't want to read lengthy posts, and in most cases, long posts that get cut off. Like sometimes you see 2 lines and then ... or 3 lines in a post and ... and you've actually got to click there to get people to read more. So that's a really frustrating thing. So the attention span of users on social media lasts for seconds, literally just seconds. So the first 3 to 4 words of your post are absolutely crucial. And a general rule is to keep your post between 100 and 250 characters for optimum engagement. Sometimes we'll write a really long post, but on the whole, they're really short, and they'll have a call to action. We'll be leading someone to read through in a blog post the rest of it or something. So whatever you want to do, make sure you've remembered your call to action. Your new best friends are power words. So some words are overused and glazed over, while others may stand out. So we looked at the power words right at the very, very beginning, and power words are what make readers act. So power words tug at our emotions, and they encourage engagement, and they get your audience motivated to do something. So number 4 of our 5 is be visual. So posts with photos receive more engagement on average than just a plain text post. So if you're doing a post on Facebook, remember that you want to have some kind of visual there. So it could be a graphic, it could be just a straight photo. It could be a graphic that you've created in Canva, for example. But if you can, you want to animate it, because that then means that you'll download it as a video file, and then you'll get more reach because it is a video file. But if you can actually go and make video, that's going to get you so much more reach than anything else that you're putting out there. So, no worries. Thanks, Aman. We'll send you the rest in a video. So posts with video receive even more engagement than anything else. So share your message visually to ensure they stop the scroll and they're invited to read the caption. And you want to test different kind of posts. So photos, videos, messages, whatever it is that's going to get your audience responding. All of us have different businesses, so we're all going to find different ways that people respond to us. The 5th one is add a call to action. Tell people what you'd like them to do, such as comment yes, DM me, drop an emoji in the comment, click here. So they want to give you their opinion. So ask them to leave their comments and their thoughts and drive engagement. So for example, do posts that go, do you like this one or that one? Do you like product 1 versus product 2? Do you agree or do you disagree? Do you love it or do you loathe it? So people love interacting with you. So make sure though that you tell them that you need them to. Say, hey, tell me what you think about that, or drop an emoji in the comments, whatever it is. Make sure that you've got a call to action so they actually know what it is that you want them to do. So your brand is about building trust and relationships with your ideal customers. So you want to be sharing your story. So share things like testimonials and reviews. I got this beautiful one the other day from someone that I've been working with, me as her coach and her as my coach. And she wrote, Kylie's an incredible digital marketing coach with a wealth of knowledge and insight into how to maximize the value of social media to build engagement and visibility online. Her programs provide sensible and actual advice to help business owners build their digital presence. if you're looking for someone to help build and manage your brand online and off, I'd highly recommend Kylie Mowbray-Allen and the team from Hello Media. So how about you go and take a look at the reviews and the testimonials that people have written for you or about you, and think, how can I add some of that into my superpower statement? How can I be sharing what others are saying about me? And there's this one here. So I really also like the short forms as well. So this one is the enthusiasm from Kylie made social media look fun to learn and understand more. So think about those. How can I grab some power words from those to put into my superpower statement? So maybe just from looking what Sally wrote, I could say that I'm enthusiastic. Maybe I could write makes learning fun or helps you understand. And then, of course, that brings me back to my favorite word, uncomplify. So think about the things that people are saying about you and how can you use them. So I'm just going to spend a minute here showing you something before we go into our summary. And that is that you're invited to take part for 6 months in our group coaching. It's the Bronze program. So group coaching is all about once a week getting together, and there's 20 sessions that go on over the 6 months. You get workbooks, resources, templates, all kind of thing. There's a Facebook group, a messenger group, and it's all about stepping up, taking action, getting visible, getting viable, and doing it with support, doing it with a whole bunch of learning, and also doing it with people that hold you accountable. You know, we say, hey, do this by next week, and then boom, sharing it is a really important thing. The extra special thing is that normally it's $397 per month, but we're going to offer it today for $297 per month for the next 6 months. So if you're keen on that, then there's a link into the chat right there, and it gets you involved straight away. So, but the extra special thing is that as a one-off, we're giving you one of our masterclasses. So the masterclasses only are there for the silver or the gold coaching programs, but we're giving one masterclass to you, and you can choose out of these. So the next one's coming up, Wednesday's one is DIY SEO and driving traffic to your site, website performance and conversion, content is king, chatbot and you're setting it up, content and LinkedIn, branding and Pinterest, Instagram, lead magnet, email marketing, etc. So you get one of those for free if you sign up with that bronze coaching offer. So is it for you? Only if you're overwhelmed by digital marketing and you're actually ready to make some changes. If you're ready to overhaul or create a digital marketing strategy that you can stick to, and maybe also it's because you know it's time to step up, take action and transform your social media, your email marketing, your website findability and performance, and all other things. So Jen, they are Thursday morning, 9:30 for an hour, or Friday at midday. So you've got two different sessions there. Thursday one is for e-commerce businesses. Friday is for e-commerce, if you like, or anybody else. And you'll, excuse me, it's definitely not for you if you don't want to grow your business, if you don't want to get visible online in your digital marketing efforts, and maybe it's just not the right time to invest in yourself because you're not ready to take action, because this is all about taking action and getting ready to soar. So for example, Sandra from Group Coaching says, I love Kylie's effervescent energy, her knowledge and her experience, and wanting to share and teach to help us to be independent and be able to do this ourselves from start to finish. The joy she gets when we understand and get it right, and the response and reaction we all receive is wonderful, achievable, and a good pat on our backs. I always have a little moment of a little heart flutter when I read that from Sandra. Thanks, Sandra. So here I'd like to invite you to our Let's Get Visible workshop on this Friday. So every month we do a Let's Get Visible workshop. So it's all about how to get people visible. So this one here is open to the public. This is not part of one of our programs. They're $47 a ticket, and we have a bunch of free tickets for you if you can use the code I got there first to get you there. Sorry, to make sure that you get that free ticket. So the topic for getting you visible this month is 5 ways to optimize your Google business profile and get more customers. So we'll put all the details for that in the newsletter that you're going to get this afternoon also. So it's this Friday, 10 to 11:30. And if you register or get your ticket, then you'll get the recording. So if you can't turn up, that's fine, because it's there for you as a recording. So the next one is, one thing I should say about that is one of the big things about that Google Business Profile, you might be even wondering, what even is that? But actually, you probably knew it as Google My Business, but that is gone, and it is now your Google Business Profile. So that's super important. 30% of your traffic to your site comes directly from your Google Business Profile. So it's really important that you know how to optimize that. So it's time to share more. Now more than ever, we want to see the human side of a brand. Show the world what you stand for. Be more purpose-driven, be more human, be more imperfect, and be more real. So the summary is here. Number one, your superpower statement is a short and sweet power statement that is clear and to the point. And it's extra powerful when it starts with an I. Be super clear with your superpower statement. Don't sacrifice being clear for being clever. And the third one is don't be mysterious. Curiosity can work, but you have to make them care first. So if you guys can jump into the chat now and let me know, what was your aha moment? Excuse me, just from what you've learned today in the last hour. So tell me where it was something that made you go, I get it. That's great, or that's amazing, and I'm definitely going to be able to use that. So was it learning that there's certainly more than one formula? Is it that all different ways of sharing is going to make such a difference because you're confident with what you're putting out there and you're making it really succinct? Maybe it was, excuse me, that once you've created your superpower statement, that there's then so many different ways that you can use it and expand it. So Christopher says 1 or 2 word superpower statement. Yes. Jeff says, I always get it, but do I do it? Hopefully you will, because we've given you the resource that we created, which is a fillable PDF, and it reminds you of the formula 1, 2, and 3, and then you can fill it all out. Jane says there's more than one formula. Yes, indeed. Sandra says that I need to elaborate on my simple statement. Yes. Charmaine says using the superhero statement in many other places. I love that too. And Beck says that simple and to the point is key. And Mark says trying to distill my statement down to 1 word. Yeah, I love that one, Mark. I think that's really, really fun. So thank you so much for sharing, guys. So it's time to share more. If your stories are all about your products and your services, that's not storytelling, it's a brochure. So give yourself permission to make the story bigger. And thank you so much for being with me here today. I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media, and we're going to give you a link for you to share your thoughts on the workshop today. And if you could do that, that would be super, super awesome. We're going to also, maybe you'd be keen to leave us a review. Remember that people believe what other people say about you more than they believe what you say about you. So if you're happy to scan this and leave a review and share what you thought of learning from me, that would be a fabulous thing. And I'd just like to say thank you for investing your time and sharing an hour with me today. Sorry I was late, and of course then we've gone 9 minutes over. But thank you very much for your patience. Thanks for being with me, and I really look forward to seeing you hopefully on Friday in our Let's Get Visible, all about your Google Business Profile, or in our next workshop, which is all about transforming a blog post into a video. All right, thank you so much, guys. It's been wonderful to see you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye.